Hey everyone.
Good morning, happy Monday. It's time for another 1 week challenge, and this week our challenge is
renewing your exercise motivations. Who doesn't want to feel good, have more energy, be happier and healthier? But despite all of these things, we can find it difficult to get started. This week's challenge is renewing your exercise motivation and finding those things that will prompt you to exercise. Today we're going to give you 3 tips, and then throughout the week you can check our Facebook for more in-depth discussion on these tips for you. So the first tip I've got for you is to keep a schedule, keep a routine. Every decision that you make increases stress in your life. Whether that is what to wear, what to drink for breakfast, or what exercise you're going to do. So keeping a routine is very, very important. It helps reduce that stress. Again, one of the easiest ways is put everything on your calendar, schedule everything. So you know exactly what you've got going that week, and that is going to start relieving some of that stress in your life to get things done. Again, we're going to talk more about that, but tip 1 is keep a schedule, make a routine.
the most important thing for us was actually writing it down, putting it on our calendar. We get our whole week laid out, print out. I do better. I've got everything on my phone, but we print out and then we fill in those holes so we know that everything is scheduled so that we know we'll follow it. So the second tip, though, is to set realistic goals. So when I first started I got a Fitbit and I was like, I'm going to do 10,000 steps a day. And I was hitting about 2,000, 3,000 at the most. And I kept thinking, why can't I get to 10,000 steps a day? Like everybody else seems to be able to do this and I'm just struggling. And then one day I went to farmer's market with Evan and I hit like 4,000, 4,500. And I said, it's the most steps I've had in a really long time. I'm going to set a goal for 5,000. If I can reach 5,000 steps a day, that would be amazing. And then guess what? I hit those 5,000 steps. I think I walked around our driveway for 20 minutes that evening and got my 5,000 steps in. And when you reach a goal, you get that dopamine is released, and that's that pleasure feeling. And so when you hit a goal, you're more motivated to keep going. Because like when I could only get 2,000 steps, I was like, well, I might as well not even try to get to 10,000. Like if I'm at 2,000 and it's 6 o'clock at night, I'm never going to get to 10,000. But when I suddenly got to like 4,500 and then I hit 5,000, I was so excited. And then all of a sudden, I was hitting 8, 9, 10,000 steps a day without even trying because I made my goal smaller. So if you're struggling with getting started because you're like, I don't have an hour, well then don't work out for an hour. Don't exercise for an hour. Go for 30 minutes. If your goal is 30 and you aren't even reaching that 30-minute goal, just reduce it and go for like 10 minutes or 12 minutes a day, because if you set your goal a little bit lower, well really a lot lower, and you reach that goal, that release of dopamine is going to encourage you to keep going. So set your goal, whatever your goal is right now. If you're not reaching it, cut it in half, at least cut it in half. And then you'll reach that goal, and then suddenly you're getting higher and more than you ever thought you would. And then we've got a third tip this week.
Finally, get an accountability partner. I know this is both important for Autumn and I. Hey Mark, I've got my accountability partner. I run several times a week, and he just keeps me accountable for things, from our food journey to our exercise routine, to what I do in the gym multiple times a week in addition to our running. So find that someone, could be your spouse, could be a friend, but find that someone to keep you accountable to your exercise routine. And help you.
If you can't find somebody, so I had a friend that I worked out with for a long time, and she moved, and so I had nobody, and guess what? Like I plummeted. Even with Evan and I working together to do stuff, I wasn't doing what I really knew I needed to do. So our gym offered a really big discount to have a personal trainer for 9 weeks. So guess what I did? I signed up because I knew I needed to just get back into that routine and habit. And again, it goes back to that accountability partner gets it on your schedule, so they go hand in hand. But this week, we're going to keep sending out some tips this week, how to dive deeper into each of those 3 areas. We're also gonna, we'll have a check-in midweek, and then at the end of the week, come back and tell us how you've done this week, like what motivation you've found. Also, head to our website, www.highlandheightsfarm.com, because you can sign up for our newsletter, and these all get pushed out. So if you don't want to check back in on our Facebook page, sign up for that newsletter. And usually Mondays we do this video. Tuesdays you get a newsletter reminding you. So if that's easier for you, just head over there, sign up for our newsletter. Otherwise, we will check in with you throughout the week, and at the end of the week, we'll let us know how you've done.
Have a good week.